In this video, I'm going to show you how I grew this cherry tomato in the AeroGarden Farm 12XL. I started by filling the tank with settled water and adding the nutrients. Then, I popped 2 seeds into the grow sponge and placed it right in the center of the grow deck. By day 8, one of the seeds had sprouted, and by day 14, the tomato already had its first 2 true leaves. By day 25, the tomato hit 5 inches tall, so I decided to add a second dose of nutrients. I added 7 milliliters from each Flora Series bottle, making it 21 milliliters in total. Thanks to that, the tomato started growing like crazy, and by day 38, it was already over a foot tall. By day 43, I noticed the very first flower buds popping up. Then trouble hit. The tomato quickly ran through the nutrients in the solution and started starving. The leaves curled up and chlorosis set in. I added a dose of nutrients right away. However, recovery takes time, so I had to be patient and wait it out. Some of the branches withered and died, and the plant ended up dropping its flower buds. Overall, the plant looked terrible. 2 days later, new branches and leaves started coming in. The color of the leaves also turned a much richer green, though the old curled ones stayed that way. On top of that, the tomato started shooting upward, and the grow light couldn't go any higher, so I decided to top it. I used sterilized pruning shears and trimmed it as high as possible, leaving a 2-inch gap between the light and the plant. I was careful not to cut or damage any flower clusters to protect the crop. I also removed the lower, older branches and leaves that were starting to dry up. This helped redirect the plant's energy toward flowering and fruit production. Every day I checked the water level, and whenever it dropped, I topped it off with fresh water. At the same time, I regularly monitored the pH and EC levels. If they went out of range, I adjusted them using water or nutrients. Despite my best efforts, the upper leaves still got a little light burned. Around this time, I also decided to move my Farm 12 into another room. By day 75, the first fruits started plumping up. Day by day, more and more tomatoes kept popping up. By day 105, the entire bush was loaded with fruit that was starting to turn color. On day 120, I decided it was time to harvest my first batch. I picked only the ripe tomatoes and left the rest to finish ripening. Over the next few weeks, I harvested regularly, bringing the total yield to over 2 pounds. The whole thing cost me just under $30 in